Hi guys, I hope that you're having an awesome day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming in with another The Good, the Bad, the Ugly handbag and small leather goods updates. I believe that we are on number 10, so I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? As always, I like to include how long I've had these items because I think that's an important part of an update. Okay, so for today's video, I have 2 handbags and a small leather good. Actually, technically 1 handbag and 2 small leather goods, but one of those items I tend to use as a bag. So anyways, let's begin with the bags first. The first handbag is the Louis Vuitton in the monogram canvas. So I've had this bag for about a year and a half now, and I absolutely love it. Truth be told, I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I do, only because I was a little apprehensive in the beginning. I mean, I'm a diehard fan of the regular Neverfull, be it the GM, the MM, or the PM. So to know that there was a BB plus a BB with a zipper, I was like, I don't know, am I really gonna like it? But much to my surprise, I have been enjoying this bag to the fullest. The first 6 months, actually the first year, it was in heavy rotation, and it's in heavy rotation, but I do think that it is wonderful. Okay, so as far as how it's been wearing, I haven't had any issues with any pop stitches. I haven't had any issues with the canvas. The only issue I really have had has been with the leather. Now, when I first got this, the leather on here was extremely wrinkled, and let me just show you guys. I will get into all these little additions in just a second because I really want to get into how this bag has been wearing. Okay, so when I first got it, like I said, I had a ton of wrinkles, primarily here in the zipper. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not. But these wrinkles have gotten a lot worse as time has gone by. And I even mentioned it in the unboxing video. I think that when they put this bag together, they stitched the thread on here a little too tight, because there are other bags that I have in my collection that have a lot of wrinkles, but it's just a natural, not a natural process, but a natural characteristic of leather, right? Some bags are just going to have a little bit more wrinkles. But in this case, I really think it's because of how they stitched it together. It seemed like it was a little too tight. So this has gotten a lot worse. And I mean, even up here, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, right there, it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly. And another thing that I wanted to point out are these handles. Or like these little tabs. These tabs, the more and more that I use it, because it is in heavy rotation, and just how I interact with the bag, these wrinkles have gotten really intense. So if I do that, you can see it a little bit better. Hopefully you guys can see it a little bit better. I know that it's quite bright in here, with right there. See that? So, I mean, on camera, it looks like it's wrinkled, but it's not that bad. But in real life, it is that bad. It is, I mean, they are very wrinkled. All 4 of these little chaps all 4 of these little tabs are pretty wrinkled. Does it bother me? No, just again, because I feel like it just got worse as time went on and the more and more that I use it, but it's like, it's not a big deal to me. It is what it is. Plus, once this gets really heavily patinaed, I think it'll end up hiding it a little bit better. Who knows? It might end up enhancing it. But I also have quite a bit of wrinkling on the leather that goes around the top of the bag. So I don't know if you guys can see that either. But overall, I mean, it's been wearing the way that I anticipated it would wear because of, again, the leather. I knew offhand it was going to get worse the more and more that I used it. But as far as the canvas itself, no issues with pop stitches. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that the canvas on this Neverfull BB actually feels like it's a lot thicker than the majority of the new canvas bags that I've gotten over the last year and a half. It feels like this, to me, kind of reminds me of old school Louis Vuitton as far as the thickness, which I truly love. But besides that, no issues with hardware, no plating issues, I mean, everything seems to be working out really nicely. The zipper sometimes gets a little stuck. It's not the smoothest. I mean, even though on camera it looks like it's a little bit smoother, but sometimes it seems to get a little stuck. And whenever you do have a zipper, whether it's Louis Vuitton or any other brand, you can always add a little bit of wax to it, and that ends up helping out. But as far as the interior, no issues in there either. I opted not to get an organizer for it. I don't think it needs an organizer just because it's already a really small bag. and it already has quite a bit of structure. You guys know that an organizer for me is mainly to help maintain the shape of the bag, whether it's when I'm using it or when I go to store it. So for me, I feel like it already has quite a bit of structure, and it is a little bit smaller, and I really want to be able to maximize my space in here. But it fits a lot more than I thought that it would. It fits anywhere from 5 to 6 to 7 small leather goods, no problem. Of course, I do have to go for the slender, the smaller SLGs, but I will actually insert a clip so you guys can see one of the days that I was carrying this, and I was able to just jam pack it, and it made me so happy. Now let's talk about the other items that it comes with, because it does come with a removable, adjustable guitar strap, and it also comes with a removable little coin purse. Now the coin purse, there have been times that I have used it on here. Most of the time I don't like using it on here. I find it a little distracting. I would rather end up using a lock on here or a chain or adding other little goodies on the side of the bag versus this. This I prefer to use either in the bag or with other handbags. But this guy has also been wearing very nicely. I haven't used it as much because I do have another round coin purse that does have this little D-ring that I end up using a little bit more, or my original. So there isn't a whole lot of wear on here, but I do like that it came with this. Now, as far as this strap, you guys know how I feel about these straps. I think they are god-awful. I think that they are hideous, and I have not used it with this bag once, nor will I ever use it with this bag. I don't like these. I feel like these are clunky. They're really awkward, and I think that they're really heavy. I do prefer to use a slender leather strap. This I got from Organize My Bag, and I will put a link down below if you guys want to check it out. But this strap with this bag is absolute perfection. The leather is exactly the same. The stitching is almost identical, and I like the size of this because it doesn't overwhelm the bag. It just adds to it, right? It adds to it, and it's really comfortable. It doesn't dig into my skin whatsoever, and you do have those adjustments, so you have a little bit more play with it, which I think is great. There have been other times that I do end up using a chain strap with it. I like the way that that looks as well. So for me, this is a semi-versatile bag because you can really dress it up quite a bit. You can add, some little details on here. You can add some little charms on there, but I do think that it's great. Usually I do end up overstuffing this bag, like I mentioned previously, and even when I overstuff it and I use this the leather strap, I don't find that it's uncomfortable. I don't find that this bag ends up weighing down my shoulder, or when I go to use it crossbody, nothing like that. On that note of crossbody, I also wanted to mention that these straps, I had someone ask if I find that the straps end up hitting right underneath my chest, or if it feels a little bit odd because they end up standing straight up. They have not relaxed, nor do I think that they will relax as time goes by. Does that bother me? It definitely doesn't. And maybe it's because they are a little bit on the thinner side that I don't find them to be cumbersome whenever I go to use this bag crossbody whatsoever. So I also wanted to throw that out there. But overall, I think that it's great. I think that it's great. I am so hopeful that they will release this in empreinte leather because I think it would look absolutely fantastic in empreinte leather. And it would just add to the overall appeal of the bag as well. At least, I mean, that's the way that I see it. Or if they introduce this in the other two prints, hello, there are 2 other fabulous prints that need some love too, right? That would be amazing. Now, one thing I also wanted to point out before I forget is, hang on. When I first got this bag, as you guys know, it does have the zipper, this little tab that sticks out. I don't like the way that that looks. I think that looks really, really awkward. So from day one, I just was able to put it in here, and I'm still able to open and close up the bag if I wanted to. So I don't like the way that the tab looks, but the fact that you can hide it and tuck it in is absolutely amazing. But even the tab, look at that. You can see how wrinkled that is. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Like, I'm not trying to be, like over exaggerate how wrinkled it is, but no, it truly is really, really wrinkled up here all throughout. But yeah, it's, it's a comfortable little bag, and like I said, it fits a lot more than you might think. And I think that it is absolutely adorable. Do I prefer this over The regular Neverfulls, definitely not. Definitely not, because I need an open toe. I need something where I can just keep filling it and keep filling it, something that doesn't limit how much I can fit in a bag. I think that this bag, for me personally, would be 10 times better without the zipper, really, because I don't use the zipper at all. At all. But again, I can appreciate what it brings to the table. So I am having a blast with this little guy. And yeah, are you guys a fan of the Neverfull BB? Let me know in the comment section down below. Moving on to bag number 2, technically small leather good number 1, and that is the Louis Vuitton Pochette accessoire in the monogram canvas. So I've had this bag for almost 8 years. This is the second one that I had purchased, because the first one I purchased it many moons ago, and I do believe I paid like $400 for it. I ended up getting rid of it. I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I decided to re-add it back to my collection, and I promised myself that I would never, ever get rid of it again. So like I said, it has been holding strong for almost 8 years, and yeah, this bad boy isn't going anywhere. But I absolutely love the Pochette accessoire. Of course, this is the older version, not the original, but the older version, because the new version does come with a removable chain as well as a removable leather strap. And it also has another detail on the inside that I'll show you guys in just a second. And I believe that the new one comes in at $15.50 if I'm not mistaken. Now, as far as how it's been wearing all this time, it's been wearing fabulously. 0 issues with pop stitches, 0 issues with the canvas, 0 issues with the hardware chipping or anything along those lines. Let me just show you guys the leather first. It definitely doesn't have that honey golden patina just yet. I like my leather to be a little bit darker, but look at that. It has a very nice cohesive patina, which I think is awesome. And this strap, even if you have this bag fully loaded, it's not uncomfortable whatsoever. It will never dig into your skin, even though it does have a skinny strap. So there's that. And let me show you guys the zipper pull. There we go. It looks almost identical to the day that I got it. No issues with the hardware whatsoever. You still have, this is a very smooth zip. Look at that. Awesome. Absolutely amazing. The interior, again, I know some people have added organizers to this. I don't think that it needs it. It is, I mean, it's not like a super deep bag either, but I like that easy access, and I don't think that it needs an organizer due to the structure that it has. Theo is not a fan, but look at this canvas. Amazing. No issues whatsoever. Absolutely fantastic. In general, I am a huge fan of the Pochette accessoire. Like I said, technically it is a small leather good. I think that many of us here end up using it as a bag, but to be completely honest with you, the versatility on this item is absolutely phenomenal. Whether you decide to use it as a mini bag, whether you decide to use it as a travel bag, as a toiletry, as a wallet, as a catch-all, or as a cosmetics case, what have you, I think that this is absolutely fantastic. I cannot get enough of them. This is a bag that for me is in heavy rotation in the spring, actually mostly summertime, just because of the heat here. I want something small, but it still packs a punch. Simple, but it fits everything that you need in here. Of course, I do have to go a little bit more compact, but I don't have to go uber compact either, because it's not this teeny tiny bag with this really small opening. No, it has a very generous opening. Look at that. You can see everything at a glance. I mean, I will forever sing this bag's praises, like 100%. But the newer ones do have a zippered pocket on the inside versus the older ones do have the slip pocket. But I think that this is absolutely amazing. Amazing. And even, like I said, with its current price point, I think that it's totally worth it, whether you are starting to get into luxury goods or if you already have a collection and you just want another great item. I think that this is a wonderful addition to any collection at any point in time. I mean, what's not to love about them, right? It's a pouch. All right. So first of all, we all know how I feel about pouches, but pouches, again, the versatility is amazing. And the fact that you can remove this strap, I think is great. I really like this, this model. I know that the originals did have the smaller strap, and this one is technically this is the Pochette accessoire new model. And I like the length on this because it's a lot more generous. So if you are wearing a sweater, if you are wearing a sweatshirt, you don't have to worry that it's gonna be too, too tight on, on your arm or anything like that. So I really do appreciate this strap drop that it has here. But again, simple, gets the job done, and you can use it, you can incorporate it into your collection so many different ways. I feel like this is another item kind of right up there with the key pouch that you can find a million different ways to incorporate this into your life, right? And if you want to add a little bit more personality to it, you can take off the strap and add a chain. You can add all sorts of different chains to this, right? All sorts of different straps to this. You can add little bag charms on here to make it more, make it more yours. I don't know, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I actually had all 3 of the Pochette accessoires many, many moons ago. I had all 3 prints. I sold all 3 of them. So I started to I started to slowly add them back into my collection. So I got the monogram, what was it, almost 8 years ago. And then shortly after I got the Damier Ben, and I believe it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I re-added the Damier Azur. So now I have the trifecta again. And as I mentioned previously, these aren't going anywhere. Absolutely not. I have learned my lesson. No more. No more. These bad boys are here to stay. If I can also mention one other thing, when it comes to storing this bag, I like to actually either take off the strap completely and roll it up and put it inside of the bag. Other times I will kind of do this, and I'll follow the strap along the bag like this, and then I'll put it in the dust bag. That way I don't get any type of wonkiness, any type of weirdness going on with the leather and how it'll end up aging. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I feel like I'm kind of anal when it comes to how I end up storing my bags. And if I ever did like an in-depth, like I'm talking a full-on in-depth video on storage, because I know I've done them in the past, but if I did an in-depth one, I know for a fact you guys would look at me like I'm nuts. You'd be like, dude, this girl is like, whoa, like you're thinking of things that might not even happen. Like that is me. All right. Like, but it gives me, like, it makes me feel good. It gives me peace of mind. And I feel like anything that gives you peace of mind, do it. It's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, love this bag. And I think I think it looks incredible for as often as I use it. And for as long as I've had it. I mean, this guy has stood the test of time 100%. And I don't think that it has a ridiculous price point either, considering what you're getting, the versatility that you're getting. So whether you wanted to use it as a small leather good within your collection, or if you wanted to use it as a mini bag, either way, I think that it is absolutely phenomenal. Now for the other small leather good, that is the Chanel Mini O pouch. I have it here in the black caviar leather with the silver hardware. So I've had this guy for 8 years. Now I do have other Mini O pouches within my collection, but I decided to do an update on this one because it was my first and I have had it the longest. Okay, so as far as how it's been wearing, oh my goodness, it's been wearing amazing, all right? Absolutely amazing. I have had 0 issues with pop stitches, 0 issues with the zipper. I haven't had any problems with the lining, nothing. This thing has been wearing like a champ, okay? And you guys know that when it comes to small leather goods, I'm really hard on them, especially the ones that I end up using as catch-alls and as wallets. So this guy has seen some things. It's been through some things, and you wouldn't even be able to tell because of how amazing it's been wearing. I haven't had any problems with the hardware like peeling or anything along those lines. The zipper is still incredibly smooth. Yeah, 0 issues, all right? Zero issues. Let me show you guys the interior, but there we go. I actually found the paperwork on this, and I bought it when they were this was $450. I believe that they are now like 700 and some, I don't know, don't quote me on it, maybe like 700 or maybe 695, I don't know, somewhere along those lines. So they have gone up considerably, but even with the drastic price increase that it's had over the last 8 years, I am like absolutely head over heels obsessed with these pouches because of the versatility. I know that I sound like a broken record. I say that all the time on my channel. I've said it, who knows how many times I've said it on this video, but versatility for me is it's such an important thing when it comes to luxury goods because I want to be able to incorporate it various ways into my collection. And I feel like by doing that, it also brings the cost per wear down considerably. So I think that these are amazing. I mean, it's a pouch, and the fact that you can use it as a pouch or as a wallet, you can use it as a catch-all, you can use it for your keys, for a million different ways that you can incorporate it into your collection, I think is absolutely wonderful. I mean, even the little quilts on here have still remained pretty puffy. I mean, you would assume that for as often as I use it and for as long as I've had it, these would have deflated. It would look really beat up. Definitely not. It looks like identical to when I got it, like no joke. And I have stretched this thing out a million times. Again, because I like to push the envelope. I like to overstuff my items. I mean, that's nothing new. And even with that said, I haven't had any issues with this wearing like weird or wonky or stretching out. Nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. I think that these are so great. I feel like now the last few that I've purchased, they're not like, the quilts are not as puffy as they used to be, which is such a bummer. I've seen some that are actually like quite deflated. They're very, I mean, they're super thin compared to this one. I really wish that they would make these in lambskin leather. I haven't seen it in lambskin leather. I could be wrong. I've only seen it in caviar, and you have metallics, and you have a few other materials, but I've never seen them in lambskin leather. I think it would be amazing if they made them in lambskin leather. I might be alone on that one, but I'm a huge fan of that. But really, the durability goes to the caviar leather because, you know, you can use this. I mean, I feel like this material isn't indestructible, but it can really take some heat as far as, you know, how rough you are on it. So I think that these are awesome. And don't let this little pouch fool you. Yes, it's mini, but it's crazy how much you can fit in here. Like, no joke, you can fit the entire contents of like an overstuffed full-size wallet, no problem. You can fit full-size lipsticks in here. But if you are worried about, you know, being able to get a stain out of here because of the material that it has on the interior, it doesn't have that wipeable interior, I would just advise against using it for your cosmetics if that's the case. You know, you might not be able to remove it as easily. The greatest feature on these pouches for me is definitely the CC that it has at the end of the zipper. It's just a really nice little addition. You know, it's like, oh, hey, it's peeking out. I don't know. The fact that it's still going strong 8 years later, I think is absolutely fantastic. So the Chanel Mini O pouch in the black caviar leather with the silver hardware. All right, you guys, so that does it for this update video. Are you guys still enjoying these? Do you prefer when I bring out multiple items and do these updates, or would you prefer I do dedicated videos to these items? I feel like, for me personally, I feel like bringing up multiple items might be a little bit better. Case in point, the Chanel Mini O pouch. I mean, I'm not going to go in depth on it for 20 minutes because I don't think it warrants a 20-minute video, right? Whereas maybe the Neverfull BB, I know I went a little in depth, but still I wanted to give you guys every possible detail on how it's been wearing and what I think about the bag and whatnot. So let me know, do you guys prefer when I bring out multiple items? Do you prefer if I bring out like the 2 to 3? Is that better than having like 6 to 7? Either way, I would love to know your guys's, I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyways, like I said, that does it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to give you a little bit of info on these items, especially if you're looking to add them to your collection. I love you guys to the moon and back. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.